You know that feeling, don't you? That puffiness in your knees at the end of the day, or that dull, constant ache deep in your hips. That feeling of swelling in your legs that just seems to be a new part of your life. For so many of us, as we get older, we start to feel like the cushion in our joints is just wearing out. And the truth is, you are right. That cushion is a vital living protein called collagen. And here is the hard fact. Studies show that by age 65, our body's ability to produce its own new collagen can drop by more than half. Every step, every stair puts more strain on a structure that is not being repaired fast enough. Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. We are often told this is just wear and tear, a fact of life we simply have to accept. But what if that's not the whole story? What if we're just unknowingly starving our body of the one thing it needs to repair itself? To help us explore this, we are so honored to have our lead expert, Dr. Shigeki Hinohara.
Thank you, Ben. That is the perfect word, starving. The cushion you mentioned, this precious collagen. I want you to think of it as a beautiful living fabric. It is the strong, flexible, hand-woven material that makes up your cartilage, your tendons, and your ligaments. It is the fabric that gives your joints their strength, their structure, and their smooth, gliding motion. As we age, two things happen. First, this living fabric begins to fray and wear thin from decades of honorable use. But second, and this is the most important part, the master weaver, the specialized cells in your body responsible for meticulously weaving new, strong collagen threads, starts to slow down. He's tired, he's overworked, and frankly, he is running out of supplies.
And that is our entire focus today. We are going to give that master weaver a new complete plan. We're not going to rely on a single miracle food. We are going to show you a complete two-part protocol to restore your collagen based on the foods you have in your kitchen right now. Part 1. We will show you the foods that deliver the pre-spun threads, direct high-quality collagen and gelatin that your body can use immediately to patch the fraying fabric. Part 2. We will show you the foods that provide the tools for the weaver, the specific nutrients your body needs to wake up, re-energize, and start weaving new fabric all on its own. This is about rebuilding, not just patching. If you are tired of feeling that swelling and stiffness, and you are ready to give your master weaver both the threads and the tools he needs, please make that commitment. Go to the comments section right now and type the word rebuild. And while you are there, please be sure to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. Let's start rebuilding together.
So, our master weaver is slowing down and the living fabric of our joints is fraying. But to truly help him, we must first understand why he is struggling. It is not just age. That is too simple. Age is just a word. The reality is a set of specific challenges that arrive at the weaver's workspace every single day.
That's exactly right, Doctor. When we look at the science of why collagen production drops so dramatically, it's not just that the weaver is old. It's that his entire work environment has become hostile. We've identified 3 primary reasons why this happens. First, the master weaver isn't getting his work orders. Think about it. The official signal from the head office, your body's hormonal system, to start weaving and begin repair just doesn't come through as often as it used to. Repair hormones like growth hormone, which is most active at night, naturally decline. The weaver is sitting by his loom ready to work, but the official work order simply never arrives. Second, and this is the biggest problem, the job site is being actively sabotaged. There are vandals on the loose, In our bodies, these vandals are what we call chronic inflammation. This constant low-level fire, which we've talked about before, is fueled by things like stress and sugar. It releases a specific demolition crew of enzymes. You can think of them as tiny scissors that have one job to go around cutting and destroying the existing collagen threads. So just imagine our poor weaver. Not only is he getting fewer orders to build new fabric, but he's also watching these vandals actively tear apart the fabric he has already woven. He simply cannot keep up. He's trying to patch one hole while two new ones are being cut right behind him. And third, even if the weaver does get a work order, and even if he manages to chase away the vandals for a moment, he sits down at his loom and finds his toolbox is empty. He has no needles to weave with no special oil for the loom to run smoothly. These tools are the essential cofactors, the nutrients that he must have to do the job. I'm talking about critical nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and sulfur. Without these tools, he is helpless even if he has the will to work.
Do you see the crisis? It is a perfect storm. The weaver is getting fewer work orders, low hormones. He is facing constant sabotage inflammation, and his toolbox is empty, missing nutrients. It is a miracle he gets any work done at all. So, our two-part protocol is designed to fix this entire system. And our first, most immediate goal is to give the weaver the supplies he needs most desperately. We will give him the pre-spun threads so he can at least start patching the biggest holes right away. This is Protocol A. So, we have a master weaver who is overwhelmed, overworked, and undersupplied. The living fabric of the joints is fraying faster than he can possibly repair it. If we are wise and compassionate managers, our first action is not to simply shout at him to weave faster. Our first action is to provide immediate help. This is Protocol A. We must deliver pre-spun threads directly to the construction site so the weaver can at least begin patching the largest holes right away.
That is the perfect way to describe it. These pre-spun threads are what we call collagen peptides or gelatin. When our body digests these special proteins, it breaks them down into the exact amino acid building blocks that make up our own collagen. I'm talking about very specific threads called glycine proline and hydroxyproline. By consuming foods rich in these, we are flooding our system with a massive ready-to-use supply. The weaver doesn't have to spin the thread from scratch. He can just grab these and start patching immediately.
And these are not new complicated supplements. These are the most traditional, foundational, and strengthening foods known to humankind. They are the foods our grandparents instinctively knew were good for the joints. They are simply foods that are rich in this slow-cooked, broken-down collagen.
Exactly. Let's list the most powerful sources. The most famous one, of course, is bone broth. When you simmer bones like beef knuckles, chicken feet, or turkey necks for 12 to 24 hours, all that tough collagen from the cartilage and connective tissue breaks down and dissolves into the liquid. A warm cup of bone broth is literally liquid joint repair. It's delivering those amino acid threads in a delicious, hydrating, and easy-to-absorb form. A more concentrated and convenient version, as the original script mentioned, is plain, unflavored gelatin. This is simply that same cooked collagen dried into a powder. A study from 2018 in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants given gelatin showed a significant reduction in joint pain. It's the most direct way to get those threads. You can stir a tablespoon into your morning tea, coffee, or even a soup. Next are the whole food sources people often throw away. I'm talking about chicken skin, and if you're adventurous, beef tendons. We've been told for 40 years to fear chicken skin, but it is one of the richest, most natural sources of type 1 collagen, the very type that's in your ligaments. When you gently roast or simmer a chicken with the skin on, that collagen becomes tender and available. Beef tendons, a staple in many Asian cuisines, are even more concentrated. Slow cooking them in a stew is the key to unlocking that power. And finally, perhaps the most affordable and overlooked source, canned salmon with the bones and canned sardines with the skin and bones. Those tiny, soft, completely edible bones are not just calcium, they are pure marine-derived collagen. When you mash those soft bones into the fish, you are creating a complete joint patching meal. You get the anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats from the fish and the collagen threads from the bones all in one.
I am reminded of a patient, Maria, a retired teacher. Her knee swelling and pain was so persistent, she had to give up her morning walks. She was frustrated. We didn't add any new medications. We simply started her on Protocol A. We had her begin her day with a warm cup of bone broth or gelatin stirred into her tea. The relief she felt, even within the first 2 weeks, was remarkable. The constant burning ache began to subside, and the puffiness around her knee went down. Why? Because we had finally given the weaver the pre-spun threads he was starving for. We gave him the materials to start patching the fabric. This is the power of Protocol A. It gives you that initial relief and builds the foundation for the next and even more powerful step, giving the weaver his tools back. Protocol A, where we deliver the pre-spun threads, is a wonderful and powerful way to patch the existing fabric. It brings comfort and it brings relief, which is so important. But patching alone is not the long-term solution. A true master weaver does not just want to patch. He wants to weave. He wants to create new, strong fabric himself. For long-term resilient joint health, we must not only give our weaver threads, we must give him back his tools. Imagine Ben a weaver sitting in his room. You've just delivered a beautiful pile of the finest threads from the bone broth and gelatin. He is grateful. He turns to his loom, but his toolbox is empty. He has no needles to weave with. He has no special oil for the gears of the loom. He has no scissors to make the precise cuts. He is an artist with no tools. This is what happens in our body when we are missing the key cofactor nutrients.
That is the perfect analogy, doctor. And it's the missing link in so many people's routines. They take a collagen supplement, but they see no results. Why? Because the weaver's toolbox is empty. So Protocol B is all about restocking that toolbox. Let's talk about the essential tools. First, the most important tool, the one the original script surprisingly missed, is the master weaving needle itself. This is vitamin C. You can have all the amino acid threads in the world, but your body cannot weave them into a single strong collagen fiber without vitamin C. It is the essential needle that stitches the threads together. Many seniors, especially those who don't eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, are running low on this critical tool. We find it in bell peppers, citrus fruits, kiwi, and berries. Next, the weaver needs special tools for the loom itself. He needs sulfur. Sulfur is a crucial mineral that helps form the strong, flexible bonds that give collagen its structure. It's like the special oil that keeps the loom running smoothly and the fabric strong. Where do we find this in one of the most common foods we discussed, egg yolks? The yolk is a powerhouse of sulfur as well as biotin and vitamin D, which all support this repair process. Finally, the weaver needs nimble fingers and special gears for the fine detail work. This is where zinc and manganese come in. We find these as the original script correctly pointed out in pumpkin seeds. Zinc is like the weaver's nimble fingers, essential for the enzymes that cut and remodel the collagen fabric. Manganese is a key gear in the loom, helping to build the strong cartilage matrix. So do you see the toolbox? Vitamin C from fruits, veg is the needle. Sulfur from egg yolks is the loom oil. Zinc and manganese from pumpkin seeds are the fingers and gears. Without these tools, the weaver sits idle. The pre-spun threads just lie in a pile and no new fabric gets made. It's just so wonderful to see how these simple whole foods come together to create such a sophisticated system of repair. And it's just as wonderful to see our community coming together from all over the world. Please take a moment to share which state or country you are watching from in the comments below. It's a real joy for Dr. Hinohara and me to see how far this message of natural health is traveling.
We have now assembled our complete plan. In Protocol A, we gathered the beautiful pre-spun threads from foods like bone broth, gelatin, and chicken skin. In Protocol B, we gathered the weaver's tools, the vitamin C, the sulfur from egg yolks, the zinc from pumpkin seeds. But this is the most important lesson of our entire day. A pile of the world's finest threads is useless if the weaver has no tools. He cannot do his work. And a master weaver with the world's best tools is idle if he has no threads to weave with. Both are incomplete. Both will fail. The magic, the true restoration of the living fabric, only happens when you supply both the threads and the tools at the same time.
That is the absolute key, doctor. It's the synergy. So many people today go to the store and buy an expensive tub of collagen powder. They are supplying the threads, and they take it for a month or 2 months and say, I don't feel a difference. Why? Because their weaver's toolbox is empty. They are providing the threads, but they are not providing the vitamin C needle or the zinc fingers or the sulfur loom oil needed to assemble those threads into new strong cartilage. The booster foods we discussed in Protocol B, the egg yolks, the pumpkin seeds, the bell peppers, the kiwis, provide the essential spark and the machinery. The cofactor enzymes that are required to take the source foods from Protocol A, the broth, the gelatin, and actually weave them into a new functional collagen matrix in your joints. One provides the what, the other provides the how.
I am reminded of a very clear case. A gentleman, let's call him Arthur. He was 68 and had been taking a powdered collagen supplement for nearly a year. He told me, I spend all this money and my knees still ache every single morning. He was only supplying the threads. We looked at his diet. He rarely ate eggs. He was still afraid of the cholesterol myth. He didn't eat many seeds. He often skipped fruit. His weaver's toolbox was completely empty, so we did not add a new supplement. We simply added Protocol B on top of his existing collagen. We had him start his day with a soft-boiled egg for the sulfur and later have a small handful of pumpkin seeds for the zinc and a kiwi for the vitamin C. He was now supplying both the threads and the tools. When he returned 6 weeks later, he was a different man. He said, "It's working. I can feel it. The deep ache is easing." He had finally given his master weaver everything he needed to do the job. He had completed the protocol.
Arthur's story is the perfect illustration. You need both. This is the synergy that creates real structural change. The studies we mentioned, like the 2018 AJCN trial on gelatin or the 2020 nutrients study on eggs, are all just pieces on this larger puzzle. The real-world results come when you put all the pieces together. So as we move into our final plan, remember this. Don't just give your weaver threads. Don't just give him tools. Give him both, and he will get to work.
We have now assembled our complete protocol. In Protocol A, we gathered the pre-spun threads, the gelatin, the bone broth, the chicken skin, the fish bones. In Protocol B, we gathered the weaver's tools, the sulfur from egg yolks, the zinc and manganese from pumpkin seeds, and the vital vitamin C from fruits and vegetables. You now have both parts of the solution. But the most profound step is the one you take in your own mind. You must shift your thinking. You are no longer just a person suffering from joint pain. You are now the master weaver. You are the one in charge of the restoration. When you eat, you are not just feeding your hunger. You are consciously delivering the right supplies to the right workstation, empowering your body to do the healing work it has always known how to do.
That is the entire goal. So let's make this practical. How do you, as the master weaver, structure your day? You must ensure the weaver has both his tools and his threads. Let's build a simple weaver's meal plan. First, start your day by stocking the toolbox. This ensures your weaver is ready for any work orders that come in. A perfect toolbox breakfast would be a 2-egg omelet using the whole egg for that vital sulfur, cooked with spinach and topped with a small handful of pumpkin seeds for your zinc and manganese. Have a side of kiwi or some sliced bell peppers for your vitamin C. With that one meal, your weaver's toolbox is full for the day. Second, supply the threads throughout the day. Now that the weaver has his tools, he needs the materials. For lunch, you could have that canned salmon mashed up with the soft bones on a salad. For dinner, you might have a roasted chicken and make a point to eat some of the healthy collagen-rich skin. And perhaps the easiest thread delivery of all, many of our patients find great comfort in a nighttime ritual. A warm, soothing cup of bone broth before bed or a tablespoon of gelatin stirred into your evening herbal tea. This delivers a steady supply of threads to your weaver, allowing him to work all night long while you sleep. You see how it works? You use your meals to supply the collagen synthesis cofactors, food the tools to boost your body's endogenous collagen production. And at the same time, you are supplying the rich glycine proline hydroxyproline sources, the threads needed for direct type 2 collagen joint repair. This combination, understanding that it's not just bone broth versus collagen peptides, but that both require the tools to work, is the complete strategy. If this masterclass on becoming the master weaver of your own joint health has given you clarity and a practical, hopeful plan, please show your support by giving this video a like. And please share it with a loved one who is struggling with joint pain and swelling. You could be handing them the very blueprint they've been missing. And if you haven't already, this is your invitation to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. We are committed to being your trusted partners, bringing you this deep systemic approach to health every single week. Finally, our most important question for you today as the new Master Weaver. Which part of the Weaver's protocol, supplying the threads like broth, gelatin, and skin, or supplying the tools like egg yolks, pumpkin seeds, and vitamin C, has been missing the most from your current diet? Please share your answer in the comments below. Your aha moment could be the very insight that helps another member of our community start their own rebuilding journey. From all of us at Healthier Daily, thank you for your time.
Be a patient and consistent weaver. Nurture your body, give it the right materials, and it will do its magnificent work.